welcome beautiful souls to this week's Akashic Records reading. So this week we're going to be looking at walking through the portal. Now the energy right now feels like we're standing at the threshold of something new, something big, something exciting. And it's a doorway to greater alignment, purpose and abundance. Portals open when we're ready to release the old and step into what we are here to do, right? And what we are here to be, who we came here to be. So today we'll see what guidance the Akashic Soul Alchemy Oracle wants to give us about preparing to walk through this portal. What blocks need clearing, what support is available to us, and what action or activation is waiting for us on the other side. So I'm just shuffling the cards, just tuning into the Akashic field. Okay, so we have one card. Let's get a couple more cards just to really connect in with walking through the portal, our next steps, what we need to let go of, and what's ready for us to activate as we move forwards. Okay, so we've got a few things that need clearing. Okay, so let's have a look and see what we need to know. So the things that are holding us back from moving through and walking through this portal. So this is about, upgrading, right? We can't move forwards if we are clinging on to, holding on to the things that are no longer in alignment with us, the things that generally just feel as if they're keeping us stuck. But also there are things that we are carrying energetically that maybe we're not even aware of. And the card that has come up are soul wounds, or is soul wounds. Now, soul wounds are the woundings that we carry in our energy body, in our DNA, in our aura, that have come from past lives, that have come from generations or our ancestors. And they're things that can come from society, conditioning, and all of those different things. Now, soul wounds to me really speaks about those deep woundings, right? We are very spiritual beings and we've had many, many lifetimes. And through those lifetimes, we have experienced different things. Some of them have been great, fantastic, and others have been lifetimes where perhaps we have become wounded. And these talk about things like the priestess wound, the sister wound, the mother wound, the father wound, the witch wound. There are more, but these are, for me, with the clients that I'm working with, the main woundings that show up in our energy field, in our DNA, to be healed. And some of these woundings, for example, you could be holding on to the witch wound, but you may not have had a witch past life. But that wounding is passed down through the generations, through your DNA. So you may have the prostitution wound. Now, the prostitution wound has nothing to do with sex and prostitution. It's almost like selling our soul for safety, for love, for whatever it may be. And that could have come down through your ancestors, through the generations, into your DNA. So this is a time for us to really start looking at the soul woundings that we are holding onto, that are stopping us from walking through the portal, walking through the door to our next phase, our next timeline, our next level, right? So the soul woundings are really, really important. And with that comes soul contracts. Now, contracts, vows, agreements are all things that we have made. Now, some soul contracts we would have made at incarnation to experience different things, to meet different people, to learn certain lessons. But also we make oath, vows, contracts and agreements in past lifetimes, but also in this lifetime as well. So this card is really inviting us to look at the oaths, vows, contracts, and agreements that we have made that are holding us back. Now, it could be something as simple as the vow of poverty, right? Making the vow of poverty in a past life. It would have served us in a past life, but it's not serving us in this lifetime. So it needs to be cleared in order to allow us to move forwards, right? These things keep us stuck, right? And in order for us to experience something different, in order for us to jump a timeline, all of these things need to be cleared. We can't take them with us. And if we don't clear them, nothing's going to change for us, right? Which is really, really important. And the nice thing about this is that when we clear them, we have alchemy to help us, right? So our theme, our activation as we walk through the portal is actually money alchemy, which is nice. So we've got 2 alchemy cards that come out. Alchemy is very much about transformation, right? It's about using our power. It's about using our own magical abilities, connecting with source, and all of those different things to alchemize, to transform the things that are holding us back, right? So we can alchemize both of these things, right, in order to help us to move forwards. And that is going to allow us to then alchemize our story, our relationship, and our reality with money, right? So if you're a spiritual entrepreneur and you're feeling really stuck, like things aren't changing, like you're doing all the things, you're hustling, you're putting lots of effort into your work, your business, and you're just feeling stuck, is because these woundings and contracts are keeping you there. So with contracts, we can assess them, right? We can release the ones that have been completed. We can rewrite the ones that haven't been completed so that you can complete them. And some of them we can release. And with the soul woundings, we need to dig into what soul wounding you're holding on to so that we can take the best course of action. So what I'm noticing is it's the priestess wound that is coming up the most for my clients at the moment. And the priestess wound is very much about hiding our power, like being suppressed. It's all about suppression, hiding our powers, not feeling safe, and all of those different energies. So it's quite possible that the priestess wound is the wounding that you have, but it didn't give me the priestess wound, it gave me soul wound. So there are a few here to work through. So you could work with the pendulum to find out which of the major woundings that you have. So you can connect into your pendulum and ask, which wounding am I holding on to? And you can either write them out on a chart or just ask them, am I holding on to the witch wound? Am I holding on to the priestess wound? Am I holding on to the prostitution wound? The father wound, the mother wound, the sister wound, right? And find out which of the major soul wounds you're holding on to so that you can start to release it, so that you can start to understand what you have held back, what you are suppressing, what you are hiding in this lifetime, and what you need to feel safe. There's safety connected with a lot of these woundings, and not feeling safe to share your gifts, not feeling safe to be powerful, not feeling safe to have and hold money, not feeling safe to charge for your gifts, to be seen, all of those different things. And they're all slightly different and need slightly different healing, but also going into those past lives to understand a little bit more about those lives that you had, because not only are there negative things there like the wounding, but you can also bring forward your gifts from that lifetime, right? Your soul gifts, the things that you were excellent at in that lifetime. So if you were a priestess and your power was suppressed and you were kept hidden, and people were fearful of you and all of those things, then you had some amazing powers, right? That you can bring into this lifetime. So it's definitely worth looking at the past lives that you've had in order to understand your gifts, your talents, your lifetimes. And we can do that without bringing forwards the emotions of the soul woundings, and then we can clear them. So the activation that is ready for you as you clear these woundings and these contracts is money alchemy, right? And we all, especially spiritual entrepreneurs, would like to bring in more money, would like to be more in alignment with money, change our money story, and alchemize that magic of the energy of money. So this is really, really powerful this week. Like, the portal is there. It's ready for you to do the healing. It's ready for you to step through as soon as you have cleared this, so that you can start to alchemize your money, right? These woundings quite often have an impact on money. The witch wound wants to keep you hidden. The witch wound tells you that you're going to be persecuted or tortured for sharing your gifts. So the witch wound stops you from charging your worth, right? So quite often spiritual women won't step into their purpose because of the fear of charging for their gifts, of being seen, of being tortured, persecuted, and all of those things. The priestess wound tells us that we should keep our power hidden, right? And that we are too powerful. So again, it becomes very difficult to charge for our gifts, to really connect in with money, because both of those we feel unsafe, right? The father wound makes us a rebel. The mother wound has us searching for love. The sister wound has us not trusting women and circles and those around us. So it's all connected to safety, and the safety connects to our money. If we don't feel safe to charge for our gifts, if we don't feel safe to charge what we're worth, if we don't feel safe to be recognized, to stand out, then money is going to be an issue, right? And calling in money, making money within our spiritual businesses is going to be an issue. So I'd love to know what really stands out for you in this lifetime. We have in this reading, not this lifetime, in this reading, we have alchemy, right? Alchemy is the power to transform, to transmute, to heal everything that we have seen here. So I was going to pull some more cards, but I think those 4 cards have really spoken quite deeply into the energy of what is going on. So I'm going to have a look in the guidebook, just because I can't remember off the top of my head, and I'm going to give you a light code activation for soul wounds to get you started in clearing these woundings. Okay, so when you work with these activations, just take a moment to be in stillness, just to ground and center yourself, and then just imagine the whole of your multi-dimensional being, your aura, filling with beautiful golden light. And then you can use, I acknowledge the pain my soul has carried across time. I call back all parts of myself with love and compassion. And I choose to break the cycle and release the wound. Okay, so these are activations that come within the guidebook to really help you. So I think there are a couple of nice light activations that are great for today. So as we step through this week's portal, just remember that the guidance that you need is always within you. These cards are a mirror to your soul and remind you of the power that you already carry. So if this message resonates with you, you'll find even deeper support with this beautiful deck of cards, which is called the Akashic Soul Alchemy Oracle deck. So I've been working with these cards since I received this sample deck, and the information that they give, the activations that they give are so powerful. Within each card, you receive the essence of the card, the keywords, a message from the card, a shadow aspect, the light activation, a reflection, an embodiment ritual, and an Akashic insight. So they really guide you no matter where you are in your journey with cards, with the Akashic records, wherever you are, they meet you where you are. So I am launching these on Friday, so 5 days time, and early backers are going to receive some amazing gifts if they back this deck. So I'd love you to be a part of this journey with me. The link is in my bio, and for YouTube I'll put it underneath I'll put it in the description for you. So if you are ready to transform, to release, to remember, and to step fully into your power and your sovereignty, then this is an amazing deck for you. So let me know in the comments how this reading resonated with you, if any particular card stood out for you, and I look forward to seeing you again really soon. Ciao for now.